Now that the old summer transfer window is up and running, it's totally acceptable, I think, that you're going to get stories and rumours and all that kind of stuff going around the press and on social media and everything. And to be honest with you, ever since I've started working for the West Ham Way, okay, is that I've learned a lot about that and learned that really you need to take everything with a pinch of salt. And to be honest with you, I try not to take too much notice about players we're linked with. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've spoken about it before. I'm a bit like a kid. I get a bit excited, but I try not to let myself get too caught up in all of it because a lot of it is rubbish. We had to do a video, okay, on this because, and I think we had to because not only because it's of the story itself, because it's quite a big one, but it's where it's come from. So the story is that Tottenham Hotspur are interested in Jarrod Bowen. It's one I immediately looked at and thought, when I first saw it, I thought I'm not even going to bother reading. It's total rubbish. But the one thing that grabbed my attention is where it came from. It came from The Athletic. Now, The Athletic, of course, is a very reliable source of information, which makes you then go, I better read this. What's this all about? Looking into it, okay, first of all, when you look at The Athletic, what they've said is they've kind of done like a summary of what players these certain clubs are going to be interested in this summer, how they can strengthen, etc. So again, it's not a real sort of really big story, like a big headline article. It's more just sort of dropped in, but it is in there. It is in there, and it talks about Tottenham Hotspur being interested, looking at Jarrod Bowen as an alternative if they don't secure Harvey Barnes, of course, a target for West Ham. Now, straight away, that seems a bit odd because they're not the same position. You know what I mean? Bowen on the right, Barnes on the left. So I don't quite get that bit. But it's a really strange one because they make it quite clear that basically that Tottenham, that he's on their list. He is a potential target for Tottenham Hotspur this summer. I don't believe it. I don't believe that being true. I don't not believe the fact that they probably have a list of players and that Bowen's on that list. And let's be honest, it probably makes sense if you're a football club and you're thinking, well, we need to strengthen our wingers. Who are the best wingers in the league? Bowen's probably up there. You're going, well, okay, we could have him. So I kind of get that. But the fact is, I just can't believe that one. It's just one I think West Ham fans just have to completely dismiss. I just do not believe for 1 minute this will ever happen. There's a lot of reasons why. I mean, and let's be honest, a lot of them are quite obvious. For a start, he's not for sale. West Ham never in a million years are going to be selling Jarrod Bowen this summer, unless a ridiculous offer comes in for him. And even then, I just don't think that ever happened. Jarrod Bowen's not for sale. It's quite the opposite. Let's be honest, at West Ham when it comes to Jarrod Bowen. As I said as well, that's the first thing is that he's not for sale. The club are actually looking to keep him longer term. And as I've already pointed out, that the fact is they've already said that, in the article that he's going to be to replace Harvey Barnes, which I've already said that it just doesn't make sense. That cannot be the case that they'd look at Bowen as an alternative because they don't play in the same position. So as far as I'm concerned, that part of it's absolute rubbish. We're going to get back to the video really shortly, but I just want to let you know this video is actually sponsored by NordVPN. Now, NordVPN are a private network that allow you as a fan to watch games from the comfort of your own home. You can change the region that you're in. It also allows you to watch films, TV shows, things like that. Now, the other big thing is it's also on travel costs. So being West Ham, where you're in Europe again, and also you might want to go on holiday, but you can also save some money on your flights, on your hotels, things like that. It's really worth it. And look, for the monthly subscription, okay, it's less than a pint or a coffee a month. Now, if you go to the link below and using nordvpn.com/West Ham Way, you get 4 months free, completely free. And also after that, you get a 30-day money back guarantee. So just click on the link, go on it, give it a try, see what you think. Anyway, back to the video. Now, the other part of it, of course, is Jarrod Bowen's situation in his life as well. Not only is he doing really well for West Ham, he just scored the winning goal to win us a European Cup. So, there's that. There's also the fact he's settled. He's with Danny Dyer. He's part of that. He's got family around him. He's had twins. I mean, as if in a million years that man's now looking at Tottenham Hotspur as a viable option. There's no way. They're not even in Europe next season. I mean, that's not a dig at Tottenham. All right, it is a little bit. But ultimately, it's like, there's just no way. The situation would never allow... There's no way in earth that Jarrod Bowen's sitting there contemplating moving to Tottenham, as if he would. I mean, Danny Dyer Senior, as if he would allow that to happen. I'm sorry, I don't believe it. Jarrod Bowen is a key player for West Ham. Let's make no mistake about it. Declan Rice is about to leave West Ham. This opens up a whole new team, really, because Declan Rice has been the focal point of West Ham. He has been Mr. West Ham for quite a while now. I mean, all right, we had Mark Noble as captain the season before last, but really, Mark Noble wasn't really playing that much. Declan's been the main man for West Ham. That's now going to be up for grabs. You've got the likes of Paquetas and your Bowens are going to be looking at this thinking, this is my time now. And West Ham are going to reflect that. They're going to reflect that by offering him a big new deal, which is what's going to be happening. And, you know, XWH employee has provided an update. We'll do more about that later down the line when we know more when it starts picking up. But the club is sitting down with Bowen. I think they're going to offer him, you know, pretty much double his salary to keep him for a long term. So there's just no way that's going to happen. As far as I understand it, I think Bowen's on about 60 grand, I think, a week now. And apparently the next offer, the offer is going to be in the six figures side of things. So it's going to be a big jump for him money wise. And you just get the impression, you know, for a guy that's now settled, children, he seems very, very happy, very content about things. And let's be honest, his football showed that as well. I mean, the last part of the season, he's been outstanding, really, hasn't he? I think since the World Cup, I'd say he's been very, very good. And I just, no, I mean, the fact, I mean, it's laughable. The idea of him ever being interesting at Tottenham does make me laugh. And as I've said, the fact is, if with Declan Rice leaving, and with what he's just done for West Ham, Jarrod Bowen, with that goal and that moment, he's in the cusp of like becoming the hero at West Ham. Well, he is a hero, but becoming like the main man. He really is. I think he'll be jumping all over when he stay at West Ham. I really do. I cannot imagine for 1 minute, unless, of course, the only thing that ever sway that is if someone like a Man City or someone came in for him. That's the only thing I could ever imagine him going, oh, I've got to weigh this up. I mean, the likes of Tottenham, I don't see how that's... I mean, let's be honest, they're quite a mess of a football club at the moment. They had a terrible season last season. All right, they've got a new manager in. There's a whole new rebuild going on. Their captain, Harry Kane, looks like he's going out the door, as if that's an attractive place to be going. And as I've said, no European football either. I don't really want to keep doing videos on sort of gossips and rumours, because otherwise we'll just be doing these continually. But this was one we had to do because it was, as I say, where it came from. This hasn't come from the Daily Star and a little bit, and they just thought, let's write something in there, see if we can, throw something at the wall, hope it sticks. This has come from The Athletic, which gives it credibility that Tottenham are considering Jarrod Bowen. He is an option for them. That's how they're seeing it. Which, I mean, if that is the case, that's laughable, in my opinion. My thoughts on it, okay, are that there's absolutely zero chance of Jarrod Bowen going to Tottenham. I just think there's none. I wouldn't even say 1%. I think it's zero. There is no way that would happen. For a start as well, sorry, not for a start, but, to add to this, is that we've got no relationship with Tottenham. The boards don't get on. I was actually thinking about this before I did this and trying to work on my lunch today. And I think the last time we had any dealings with Tottenham, I think, was for Scott Parker. I think. Can you correct me if I'm wrong there? I mean, I could look into it, but I'm being a bit lazy. But if you could let me know, I'm pretty sure that was the last time we had any dealings with Tottenham. I'm pretty sure it was. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was. And obviously, because of the whole stadium fallout, with them raising it as we bidded illegally and all this stuff that happened back then, they teamed up, didn't they, with Leyton Orient to try and get us, had to rebid for it all. And we're thinking, when was that? Back in 2010, I think it was, 2011, around that kind of time, before the Olympics. So I actually do think that there's absolutely, that even makes it even more so that West Ham wouldn't do dealings with them, as if they would over one of our key players. It's never in a million years. Jarrod Bowen, okay, is happy at West Ham. I think there's no doubt in that at all. His comments have been very, very much a man that wants to stay at the club. And let's be honest, with the whole Declan thing, that's really refreshing. Exactly what we want to hear. As if the club would ever consider letting him go. He's been an amazing player for us. Something I'm really pleased with. And of course, then we talk about the new deal. So the new deal is, as I've said, it's going to be quite a big in terms of money, and I think it's going to be very long term as well. It's still early days but I know the club really want to sit down and get this tied up. We are going to be doing more videos on this. XWH employee has provided an update on that today. The update was quite quick. It wasn't a big detail one, so there's going to be more coming from X on it. But basically, it was that the club are sitting down with Bowen and want to get this sorted out, which we've known. but they want to get it done. So, and I don't think that. By the way, don't take that tone as me being they need to get it done because they're worried about Tottenham. That is rubbish. That is absolute rubbish. I think there had been a rumor about Arsenal, but I mean, I don't know what Arsenal seem to be buying everyone at the moment. But anyway, Jarrod Bowen, as far as I'm concerned, and I'm pretty sure everyone can agree with me on this, and Jack is going nowhere, and I would be stunned, in fact, if he doesn't sign a new deal very soon.